All right, so growing up in Clear Lake and wintertime fishing out here, one of my favorite ways of catching fish is jigging a lipless crankbait. So for me, it's a Lucky Craft LV500. I don't know, I don't know how many 10-pounders I've caught out of this lake over the years doing it in the wintertime. And I think I stumbled across it on accident, like in a January back 30 some odd years ago. I think I cast out and I got a backlash and I popped the rod tip a little bit and boom, I caught a giant. I'm like, whoa. So that kind of clued me in then. I use the LV500 like a lot of people use a blade jig up in the northern part of the country or East Coast, stuff like that. I use a 7-foot medium action rod, and when I lift my rod tip up, I want more of a responsive reaction from that bait, just jumping off the bottom. Not that it's extreme, but if I use a glass rod, that rod bends a lot more, so the bait just kind of goes, whoa. You hear that, whoa. I want that just a little bit more of a reaction strike out of it. And most of the time I'm not lifting it, I'm keeping my rod tip, from about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and I'm just lifting the bait, 6 inches to a foot off the bottom typically. As I make a long cast, it actually is kind of pulling it towards me, so it's just doing this a little bit more. But there's something about that rattle in there. And that presentation creates more reaction strikes probably than anything. And water temperature from 45 degrees on up. And it's not just a shallow water bait, it's a bait that I can fish from 5 foot down to 45 feet. You can vertical jig it like some people jig a spoon or the bladed jig, but the LV500 is a great wintertime bait. And you can play with the retrieve a little bit more. Maybe maybe it's a little bit bigger, swipe of the rod. I'm trying to keep it just maybe 6 inches to a foot off the bottom, just a little at a time. But you can feel that rod, as soon as I pull it, you can feel that rod go, and you can hear that bait. I'm in 10 foot of water right now, and as I'm jigging it, I can hear the bait, through the sound chamber coming through the water into the hull of the boat. So those fish hear it from a long ways away. Check out the LV500. I know I've got a lot of big ones on it, and it's become kind of a staple on the West Coast for a lot of guys.